I did that whole opening riff because I want you to understand I'm not trying to say anyone is manipulating you. This is amongst the most noble group of people I have been to in the last years in American Jewish life. I want to be clear. I really do believe the motivation is incredibly pure. And that's by someone who just deconstructed the categories of pure and impure. What I'm inviting you to think about, and that's what I do, inviting you to think about is there is nothing but manipulation. Manipulation can either be really, really evil or manipulation for something. Manipulation is a name for a feeling. And manipulation, what's the opposite? What would be the opposite of manipulation?
Sincerity.
Oh, sincerity, beautiful. Manipulation, sincerity. It turns out, here's how human beings function. We do stuff. We get an emotional turbulence or anxiety or anxiousness or feeling. We don't know where those feelings come from. Amongst the many ways we address and interpret that, unconsciously most of the time, is by naming it. And we name one side manipulation and one side sincerity. More often than not, manipulation is a word we use for what someone else does. And sincerity is a word for something we do. Now that's what we know, but that's not a manipulative thing. That is how we function. One never sees the narrative that one is in. It's seamless.
How is it manipulative to?
Manipulative isn't a bad word. If I had a board here, I put manipulative and sincere. And I deconstruct. It's only manipulative if you see it as manipulative. Until then, it's not manipulative, no matter how much other people call it manipulative. It's not manipulative. Or it is, but manipulative is a sacred category too. From God's perspective, manipulative and sincere are both good and bad. Sincere what? Nazis were incredibly sincere. It turns out they were sincere for such bad purposes that it's better that they were more manipulative. And manipulative people, very often, I'm a manipulative person. I understand that I have manipulative capacities, I have rhetorical skills, there's a certain amount of things I know how to politically. That makes me manipulative. Manipulative isn't automatically bad. Manipulative is manipulative. I'm hopefully manipulatively sincere. And the goal is, whenever you feel these, this is a larger issue, which I think is fundamental to the Jewish method, not essential, but fundamental to the Jewish method. The Jewish technology is a technology aimed to deconstruct those categories, because those categories rigidify, and if you begin to experience yourself as manipulative, and you're actually doing good stuff, you're going to be doing damage. And if you would actually experience yourself as sincere and never understand how manipulative, you're going to do damage. So it turns out, as second you experience yourself as either really manipulative or really sincere, the most important thing is to deconstruct those categories and understand who you really are. That's what Elu ve'elu divrei Elohim Chaim is. That's the Cain and Abel story. That's the Garden of Eden story. So many of these stories are about how we split up things. So I'm not claiming that you're manipulative. I'm inviting you to understand the narrative out of which you function.